Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? Y'all know what it is. It's Imperfect Action Show. Today is the day after St. Patrick's Day, which means it is March 18th. It's Friday. It is nice outside. I think I'm going to go take a walk. Normally I take a walk early, but today I'm going to take a walk later. But I'm in LA, so the weather is always weathering 100%. So on today's episode, I got an amazing guest. I cannot wait for she to pop on. For her to pop on. She's definitely someone that's been on my platform before, right? She's been on TMT. We've done lives together. You know what I mean? She's done a master class for me. Super knowledgeable, smart, intelligent, leader in the community, leader in the marketplace, 100%. I got an amazing guest that's going to be popping on. Today, the topic is business funding and why you should get some business funding. Now, before we even jump into anything, you know what it is. Imperfect Action on today's show, well, on every show, what we do is we share principles, strategies, lessons in marketing or in business that you can learn literally right now in real time and that you can extrapolate. How you say that? Extrapolate. That you could take and implement into your business and see some type of growth, right? And that's what we like to provide. So every or at the beginning of every show, what I like to do is I like to send a link out directly to our community. Let them know that we are rocking and rolling. Let them know that we are live. So that's what I'm about to do right now. So let me do that right now. So boom, we are live talking about business funding. There we go. Smooth. Man, what's going on? It's one of those days. You know what I mean? One of those days. One of those days. Hold on, let me get this link going. I don't know why it ain't working how I need it to work. Okay, boom. It's sent out. Now, look, if you want to be a part of our test community, if you want to get the access to the information before other people, if you want to get some of this Millionaire Mindset morning drip where we send a message every single morning to help motivate and help inspire you. If you want to get on the text message list, what you want to do, hold on. Let me see if I can make it easier for you guys. Let me see. I know there's a way I can make it easier. A little ticker situation. Let me see if I can find that right real quick. Find a little ticker situation. What you want to do is text daily. Text daily to 213-410-4920. That's 213-410-4920. And that's going to get you access to the text community. So let me see what's going on over here real quick. Okay, perfect. All right, so look, business funding is really, really important. And one would think, I'm starting a business, I need some money to fund my business. Like, what am I going to do? Like, how can I get it together and get some money to invest in the things I want to do, invest in products, services, infrastructure. Maybe you need software, maybe you need transportation. There's a bunch of different things you may need, but we don't have the money for them because maybe you're just starting out and you're bootstrapped and things like that, right? So we're going to be talking about business funding. And when my guest jumps on, she is a specialist and an expert. So she's going to give you a bunch of different drip. But I took some notes, right? So we're going to go over some things that these banks and institutions look for, right, when setting up business funding, right? So if you have any questions about business funding, please line them up in the chat. Let me see. Welcome to our community. This show is interactive, so that means that you can ask questions and we can answer them in real time. So let's think about this. Business funding, right? These are the documents you're going to need to prepare to apply for business funding. You're going to need a certificate of organization of your business. You're going to need articles of incorporation. Well, I would say articles of organization. You're going to need your EIN letter from the IRS. right? You're also going to make sure that you have a business address, a business phone number, business email. What industry is your business in? Full name, your business annual revenue, and what business bank that what business bank account are you utilizing here? Hold on one second. I think the guest is trying to jump in. Um, on Imperfect Action, we be working with multiple computers over here. You know what I mean? Okay. Next, you're gonna need, what title do you hold in your business? Social Security number for you, the owners. Your date of birth, your home address, number of years at your current residence. Are you currently owning or are you renting? What's your monthly payment for rent or mortgage? Your phone numbers, personal cell, work, mother's maiden name. If you're currently employed outside of your business, right? So your employer in the address is how many years you've been there. What's that occupation that you hold? Years of salary, household income, your driver's license number, and a DUNS number, right? And if you guys don't have a DUNS number yet, that's definitely one of the things on the list that you're gonna have to collect. All right. Also, let's talk about business capital, right? Business capital. We're gonna run through it real quick. You gotta make sure that you have a LLC. You want to make sure that your business entity, put these notes up here, is an LLC. Super important. Oh, here comes a guest right now. There she goes. Added to the stream. What's up? What's up?
Whoa,
Look at this. Look at a little virtual studio. Look, I mean, I've been waiting for you so I could roll this out to the people.
I was trying to get my curls together. No, I'm just playing.
Man, you know your curls be curling.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the Imperfect Action Show. Appreciate you for
Thank
you for being here.
I really love this setup here.
Hey, it's the virtual studio. We got to give a quick shout out to my designers, EPR Studios. They always get me right. So if you're looking for some graphics, if you're looking to get right, some thumbnails, you know what I'm saying, some banners, book covers, whatever you need, you want to hit them up. Definitely want to hit them up.
The color really, like, you know how they talk about color psychology and all that? It really is a thing.
No, it is.
It really is a thing. So like yellow just makes you feel like, wow, great morning.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. And she's actually in the chat right now. So shout out to Erica. I see you in the chat. If anyone is looking for, those services, let's give a quick little segue. I'm gonna drop the Instagram below so you can check them out. I definitely want to make sure I plug them because they be getting me right and they be taking care of my clients and stuff. So let's just do that. So I wanted to have you on the show. Well, first of all, you're like a regular. I think you're like a regular in my life. You're like a regular.
Those are facts. Facts.
So you've been on TMT. We've done multiple lives.
Yes.
You've done a masterclass for the community.
Yes.
And now we're on my brand new show, Imperfect Action. This is actually episode 20.
Nice. So
it's been about 4 weeks. Crazy.
The consistency is crazy.
I know, for real though. So what I was doing is I was sharing some of the details that you provided on your business funding intake form, and then also we were just talking about some of the details that you have on your business capital checklist, right?
The intake form is actually like what the banks actually ask for.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because I just went through. You have about 24 things on there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So you're saying these are the exact things that the bank.
Pretty much almost every bank asks the same question, but just knowing how to answer the question, you know what I mean? And that was when I started the whole credit space. I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I was teaching our community how to answer the question. Sometimes we don't get access to things because we're not completely understanding what we're trying to get access to, and we don't understand the question that they're asking us. And so I put together the intake form because I said, okay, if I can almost coerce
Coerce.
my I'm always saying about co-host, but if I can get my client to understand their business, understand their numbers, and already have it there, so when they go to the bank or whatever bank they go to, they're ready. They can just answer the question. That was the purpose of the intake form, for them to really, not to just every time, just be like trying to figure it out or trying to explain their business. A lot of our businesses, we offer multiple services under one, right? So, say for example, you have transportation company, right? Well, transportation company is not necessarily a high risk business, but when you're doing certain businesses under transportation, the banks will basically like cut off any opportunity for funding in that aspect, right? So if you don't know that, you go into the bank and you say, hey, I have this transportation company, when really you do multiple things under this one business, right? So what I try to tell people is, don't limit yourself with your business. Think about your business as, this could potentially grow into this, or it could potentially grow into that. Say, for example, they're saying it's transportation because they deliver food. Well, we're a catering service. We're a mobile catering business, or we're business services. We provide event planning, and we provide, so but let me just give you an example for the transportation. With If you classify your business as transportation, you cannot refinance any cars or even or get auto loans in your business, because
So if
you're a
you classify your
transportation.
business as a transportation company, you can't refinance and get auto loans and stuff into the business.
They will decline it almost every time. And also, like a used car salesman, like, I mean, not a used car salesman, a dealership, right? You cannot get auto loans as a dealership, and you can't put cars in your business for your dealership, under your dealership. So that's just like an example. So it's just good to know, like, what are the things that will stop you from getting funding, the things you probably shouldn't say, and what they're actually asking you.
So what would you so if you were in that situation and you had a transportation business, what are some of the ways of classifying what you do, um, so that you won't be zeroed out when it comes to like getting those funding opportunities?
Well, I would say this. I would still classify your transportation business, right? Have the money that you made funnel through your transportation business, but understand that you can't do this particular thing. So I would start another LLC
Mm.
and get funding under that LLC. So I'm not telling you not to classify your business, because sometimes you have to, because like we have a dealership, we have to say that we are a dealership, right? But we can open up another LLC, and that business credit could assist with that particular business.
Yeah, I think that's a cheat code, because I think, like, I've even thought about this before, where it's like, you have one business, you have one LLC, and you may just be like so focused on that one, not thinking that you can, like you said, that you can open another
Mm-hmm.
LLC, and that you can get funding for that business as well. So like, if you have, let's say you got 100 or so in funding on one business, well, you can get funding on another business, possibly of 100 or so. Now
Exactly.
you got 200.
Exactly. And so you can use that. Think about this. If you were looking to hire a business coach, that business coach would help you build both businesses. So you can use the business credit from another business to pay for that, because it's going to help and assist with all the businesses, right? If you wanted to start the second LLC so that you can move over and have your cars go under your business, maybe you can't do it for transportation, but you can use it for your business services company, or, whatever else that you do. Because for example, like I said, if let's use transportation, that transportation company, if they deliver food, that second LLC could be a catering business.
Yeah, I see
You
that.
know, it's like, you have two companies that kind of complement each other. It's not like, or you can have an e-commerce business, where you could be selling your products. Maybe you created a special spoon or whatever. Just have that second one, I would say, kind of complement each other in a sense.
No, I think that's almost like a cheat code because, like I said, like that's something that I had learned about more recently. You had shared some stuff, and I'm like, yo, that makes sense. Why am I just like I just got one?
Yeah.
You got multiple situations going on. So
Exactly.
I like one of the things that you had mentioned before. I think it was during one of our lives when you was talking about how you know you should look within to like fund your business versus like going out and collecting a bunch of different investors to bring in. Like you could literally like generate the income from different places within without going out and giving up equity or bringing in foreign
Yeah,
money, things like that.
definitely. I mean, there is, I would say, a time and a place for investors, and I'll give an example on that. But I would say if you're just starting off, I think we've been trained that we need someone to help us fund. And, we're looking for an angel investor and all this kind of stuff. Realistically, those investors are looking for your cash flow, they're looking for profit. So when you first get started, you need to position yourself to fund your own business and put yourself in a position to make a profit so that in the future, if you wanted to, for example, sell your business, you're showing, or your exit strategy is to build two or three and sell it. Then the investors will come in and they would either take part ownership or buy the whole company. But people typically don't buy companies that aren't profitable or that don't have value. So what you want to do is look at your business credit as a way to start your positioning in the market to make a profitable business. Does it happen overnight? No. But business credit allows you to buy the things that you need, get in position, connect with the right coach, get the equipment or whatever it is that you need so you can start your business and get it rolling. But there is a time and a place for investors. So when you first get started, investors is not a good idea. But for example, if you built a business and it grew to 500,000 or a million, and you're like, I don't really like to do this anymore, get someone to purchase the business.
Yeah.
But you can't do that first. You have to show profit. You have to show that this is a profitable business.
So if you're just starting out, what are some ways that you could generate some funding for your business? Like what option would a brand new entrepreneur have?
As far as getting business credit and things like that?
Well, just any funding at all, whether it be business credit, loans, lines of credit. You know what I mean?
I'm not a fan of loans. And that's just me. The reason why I'm not a fan of loans is because, say, for example, the bank gives you $10,000 in a loan, right? You take the 10,000, you get all the stuff that you need, and then you have to pay every month. Just starting off, I don't think new businesses should get loans, but just starting off, then you have this fixed rate of what you have to pay every month, right? Before you even make a profit. So say you spend 10,000 on, give me an example, the t-shirt business or something simple. So you get the equipment is 5,000, and then you get the ink, and that maybe is 2,000, and now you only have 3,000 left. That loan, your payback could be $600 a month. I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out there. You haven't made a profit yet. So now you're going in and having to pay this fixed rate every month for a business that you're still trying to build, and now the money's gone.
Yep. And you haven't
But when
made
you
any
have
money.
business credit, right? When you have business credit, you say you have $10,000 credit limit and you have a t-shirt line, you buy all the stuff, and then you make a sale, and your first sale is $1,000. You can take that, you pay 500, you start paying down your credit. But the great part about revolving credit is once you pay it down, it becomes available again. Sure. And with business credit, you can max out your business credit card and it doesn't affect your personal credit. So they know as a business, you're going to max out your card. You're going to use it. You have expenses. That's a better way to go as a new business rather than getting a loan and you're still trying to like make a sale. You're still trying to. The reality is in business, we get all the stuff that we need up front and then it pays back later. It's not like it's not like every 2 weeks. It's not like employment. Employment, when you show, the only time that you've ever had to wait to get a check is when you started after payroll or something, right? And you have to wait 3 weeks to get a check. Entrepreneurship is not that way. Sometimes you have put in a lot of work, maybe multiple hours, and you don't get paid for 2 months. And you're like, but with revolving credit, with business credit, especially the first year, 0% interest business credit cards, your minimum payments could be as low as $14, $15 a month. So it just depends on what kind of card you have.
$14, $15 a month.
Yeah, my first business credit card that I used, I think we got 10,000, and I don't remember what I used it for. Oh, it was my books. So I had a vision book. I ordered some vision books, and I think I had to put down like $2,000 deposit for them to start the book, and then I had to pay the remaining once it was finished, and then I basically paid it back from the sales of the vision book, right? But my first payment was like $14. So I could like breathe a little bit, right? I could breathe while I was still trying to make sales. And so like, that's the thing that is really great about business credit cards, is that it's revolving. I'm not really a big fan of loans for a small business or just someone that's just getting started. People promote that, I don't know. I kind of stick to what is true to me. And I try to stick with teaching people how to have a business with less overhead as much as possible. And that's basically how I built a lot of my businesses. How to have a business without having an extreme overhead.
So there's 2 questions that I have for you. Mm-hmm. And then we got a question from the community. Okay. So why don't we get into the community question first?
Okay.
She asks, what are the first steps to getting business credit?
You got to get pretty on paper first. You got to get pretty on paper. So
that's a great segue because next week you have the
Pretty on Paper Challenge. Yes, we're talking about all of this. I mean, we're going into great detail. And each day you're going to have action steps, things that you're going to have to do in order to get to the goal of getting pretty on paper. So you want to make sure that your personal credit is in position. I personally try to teach people how to put their personal credit on autopilot and then leverage that and use your business credit, because you get like 3 times more than what you would get in the business side than you do with the personal. So like, for example, my first credit card with Navy was like 25,000, right? It was 25,000. It sounds like someone's at my door. I don't know. It's 25,000. Someone just walked in my office. I don't know. It's 25,000, right? So, but on the business credit side, first of all, the 25,000 is going to show, it's going to report, it's going to show my utilization. But on the business credit side, I can get 50,000, right? And guess what? It's not going to show on my personal credit. So it doesn't affect it. So what I try to teach people to do is get really strong on your personal side. Have a very, it's not a thin profile. Thin profile is like, maybe not enough accounts, but you want to have like a thick profile, a very robust profile, and put it on autopilot. What I mean by that is like putting your personal bills on auto pay, pay those credit cards, you paying them anyway, put it on auto pay, and then start to focus more on the business credit.
I think that's a great idea. You basically call that
putting the person throw out one of the questions really fast. I just got to see what's going on here.
Cool. So we got, what's the average time it takes to acquire business credit? Let's say somebody was just starting today. What's the average time they can go in expecting to have some credit established? Is that 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months? How long should they anticipate that process being?
How long should they anticipate what?
The process of actually getting business credit. Like if somebody was going to take the steps starting today being the first step, how long, what's the average amount of time they should anticipate to get some type of business credit?
It depends where you are. So it depends where you are on the personal side. There are people that teach about, doing this vendor stuff. That's not really what we're talking about.
That was my next question. So I'm going to let you what's the average time? And then we're going to talk about the vendors.
Okay. The average time, it just depends on that particular person's profile. So for example, if you have, say maybe you have 3 credit cards and you've had those for 2 years and you've been paying on time, no lates, no bankruptcies, no collections. I would probably tell you to get an increase on the cards that you have currently and apply for another one, because you typically need about 6 open and active accounts. So you want to kind of make the profile strong. It just depends on where that person is. It's not really like a concrete answer, but I think the question that they're asking me is like, because people ask this all the time, can you start a new business? How long from starting the new business until you can get business credit? And I would say right away. You can actually get business credit with a brand new LLC as long as your personal credit is intact.
Gotcha. So it always starts from the personal. All right. So this is a hot question right now. And then there's another question from the community. The hot question is, a lot of these online social media people that are helping people get funded and get credit and all of this stuff, they teach a tiered system, right? So what are the pros and cons for the tiered strategy to acquire business credit and the strategy that you teach?
Did somebody ask that, or is that your question?
That's my question.
Okay.
It's a hot topic. It's a hot topic.
Okay, so let me just say this. I don't have anything against vendor accounts, right? I don't. But what I realized, to me, my opinion, I felt like that whole marketing of getting business credit without your social was kind of predatory marketing to me. I call it predatory marketing, just like buying standing in front of a Lambo.
Yeah, until it's your Lambo.
Until it's your Lambo, right? No, I'm just kidding on that. But I felt like that because they were kind of teaching from a space knowing that people didn't understand business credit and things like that. To each its own. But what I really want to teach people is how to get to the capital, how to get to the money. Now, I do use vendor accounts. I mean, on a very low scale. Like I use Quill, right? Because I have a school. And so I purchase, ink. Well, I don't purchase ink from there anymore because HP has a really great program. Do you know about HP's?
I know about HP. I don't know about their program though.
They have an instant ink program where they'll ship your ink. It actually knows when you're going low on your ink and they'll start to ship it, and you pay like $20 a month.
Yeah.
For ink, when ink is typically like $40 or $50 each. So anyway, but I used to buy ink from Quill. I get paper and all that. So I use vendor accounts on a very low scale. My goal, even for my business when I first got started, was to get to the capital. Like I'm not trying to manage and do this 30-day this and open up 8 accounts here for stuff I don't need. Some of this stuff you don't need.
Yeah, get the gas card, get the Best Buy joint, get the Target joint.
I mean, what I'm saying? The gas card is fine. We have a dealership, so that's fine. But when you are a small business, you can have a business credit card that gives you cash back on your gas. Like there's so many different strategies that it's not really worth. You should spend your time really focusing on your business rather than trying to like play this, vendor game. Get your credit together, go to the bank, apply for credit, get the money, leave. It's really that simple. Like get your personal credit together, know what business you're in, get pretty on paper, know what business you're in, get your personal credit together, structure your business properly, go to the bank, ask them for money, and start to build your business credit.
I think that's a pretty good suggestion. That sounds like we getting straight to the
Just get
money,
to
right?
the bag. Like we don't have time for the 30 this, that, and no.
All right, so we got a question comment for the community, and we're a little overtime, which is fine because I like spending time with you talking about this stuff, and I know people are going to get a lot of value from it. And I want you to talk about what you got going on next week.
Yes.
So, Erica actually asked, she's like, I'm thinking about getting a business car to build my business credit. What's your opinion on how that would be properly set up?
Well, why are you thinking about it? I'm just like, just do it. What is the thought behind it? Like it's if you're in business, having a car under your business is a huge asset. It's a huge asset on the tax side. For a lot of reasons. It's just really great to move your cars over into your business, especially if you do a lot of driving in your business. Even if you don't, move over that stuff, and then lower your DTI so that you can do other things with your personal credit. So, what are you thinking about? Do it. Just do it.
Let's do it. Take that imperfect action. Let's go. Let's go. So next week, starting Monday, you have the second iteration of your Pretty on Paper business boot camp. So let us know all about that. What can they expect? Things like that.
So listen, this boot camp, we did one last month, and it was great. But this one, I wanted to really like hone in on how we can utilize our business credit to acquire things that maybe are liabilities and turn them into assets.
Ooh, what day are you doing that though?
I'm not telling you today. You just got to show up.
What day you doing that?
Some things have happened in between last month and this month that really had me thinking, like, I do this all the time. I think about this all the time, but I'm not really talking to my community about this. Like, I'm not really sharing that. So I'm like, oh my God, I need to teach them how to think like this, how to really understand how you can purchase something with your business credit on credit, and it literally turns into a cash cow for you. And so there's ways to do that. There's ways to do it without using your money.
Can we use a real life example? Because I think one of the communities on here, I know she has credit. She's thinking about purchasing a vehicle, whether to upgrade for the business or to start Toro.
Okay.
So how would you? I'm sitting on credit cards. I'm sitting on credit.
Yes.
Right now, I can go bust a move today, tomorrow, Sunday. It's St. Patrick's Day. There's probably some deals out there.
Yes.
What should I do if I'm sitting on some credit to turn some liabilities to some assets?
So I'll tell you my real life situation. So I bought the Tesla last year. We got it for, I think it was 39 or something like that. The move or the play that I did, I went to Navy Federal, got qualified. They gave me the check. I ordered my Tesla. They delivered the Tesla. I wrote out the check to Tesla. That was the transaction. There was nothing else other than that. They just delivered the car, brand new 2021 at the time. It was last year. So I knew the play that I was going to do. My thing was just to get the Tesla the smoothest way that I could. So I got it in my personal credit, went back to my bank, refinanced it into my business, right? So my DTI went down. It was no longer showing on my personal credit. Then I started building building on the auto loan side, my business credit. So now I have a $40,000 car reporting to my business. So when I pay the Tesla off, I'll go into the next tier. So I'll be able to probably just get a Range Rover or whatever. I can get the X in my business, right? The next time. And so I moved it over, got it for 39. Typically cars depreciate, right? But because of all the things that have happened, my Tesla now is worth 10,000 more than what I got it for. So I can literally cash out. I've driven this car for a whole year and I'm able to drive the car and then decide if I want to cash out 10K and then reinvest that money.
And
that's an example. So I benefited so many ways, Brendan. On the tax side, because I put it in my business. I showed on my personal credit that I paid off a $40,000 car, right? Because when you refinance, it basically pays off on your personal. Yeah. So it shows a paid off car on your personal. And then if I sold the car, which I'm thinking about doing it, I think I'm gonna sell the Tesla. I don't know. If I sell it,
I need to get a couple more rides in there.
Huh? Right. Well, I don't have that wheel. I don't have a wheel like you do. So it'll pay off on my business side. So I'll show that I paid off a $40,000 car. So when I go back again and I decide I want to get another car in my business, I'll be in the next level or the next tier. So there's so many benefits. And like I said, the tax benefit of having a car in your business. And then I get to make $10,000.
And you were making money because it was on Turo.
And guess what? I didn't use my money.
That's crazy.
I did not use my money.
So that's just, for the individual in the community who's sitting on some credit that got some OPM right now.
Listen,
time to take some imperfect action.
Right. And so my husband has a dealership. And so we actually do help people like get their Turos. Like if there's cars that you want to, purchase for Turo, we have narrowed down to being a concierge service. I have my dealership mentor like, we're not less overhead for this business, right? So what we're doing is we're going to be concierge for people that are doing Turo, for people that want to. We have financing. So we also finance people into their business. We have all of that. We can basically do all of that. We're full service. But yeah, if you're definitely looking for a Turo car or a luxury car and you want to move that over into your business, you can come. Come over to us. It was a question that you had. I'm sorry. I totally.
No. We got all the questions. Somebody asked in the community, then we're going to wrap up. Was your dealership? Is there a website for the dealership?
It is, but you know what? I don't know. Brendan, is there a website? I don't know. It is.
Guess we gotta put this website together.
So let me tell you guys, I start businesses so fast. Sometimes I'm like, yes.
We need that thing?
Yes, we need that thing.
With the imperfect action, you've been selling the cars anyway.
The cars have been selling because we basically have a funnel of high-level entrepreneurs that are purchasing all type of cars. And then we have a CNA school where people are buying economy. So that's the thing. Listen, I teach people in business like how to get multiple streams and how to create businesses where it's like integrated vertically. So I have not marketed for this business, but I have been constantly selling cars because we have business clients, we have CNA students, we have people in both businesses that need the services that we offer. So I have honestly, I'm not going to say it's the best practice, but I create businesses that kind of feed into each other.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it's been. And
I would definitely agree with that because I've definitely heard you say that before and then also share that. So
yeah,
I know what you mean with that. So look, it's an Imperfect Action Show, Friday, March 18th, the day after St. Patrick's Day. The Chicago River is green, which is crazy to me. And we're out here live in LA. I want to thank Anissa Gatina for being on today's.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I mean, you're always welcome back. You should just host it sometime. You just host it. Whatever. You just host it.
You're going to leave me
on. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave you to all the devices. You do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure that all you guys check out her business bootcamp. Where can they go to access?
Yes, so you guys definitely don't want to miss this one. I'm like, you don't. I have a special guest coming. She talks about nailing down your niche. She just had an amazing event. She teaches people how to identify their audience, target their audience, and all. I mean, Brendan was on there last month, and people got so much value from there, and I see some growth in the work that you're doing. So
it's ridiculous. You don't want to have me back on there. I might need a hold. You might need a day.
You gotta come back. But this challenge, I really want people to see credit in a new way. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be too technical. We're going to simplify it. I want people to walk away each day with actionable steps. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on. I feel like the credit space, people are so confused. So I want to simplify it. I want you to understand what it is, where you are, and then where you need to go from there. So you don't want to miss it. Prettyonpaperchallenge.com. You definitely, the link is right there. Brendan just threw in the link.
Yeah,
something you don't want to miss.
All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next time Monday. We got another amazing guest. And Tuesday, we got another amazing guest. And I'm going to spend this weekend talking to Anissa and getting a lot of her guests so I can bring them on the show. But we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tapping in. It's the Imperfect Action Show.
Peace.